Yo, what's up YouTube fam? It's your boy Koozie back at you with another hot TikTok reaction video. Y'all don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you want to see more videos just like this. Let's get it.
I'm tall, covered in tats. I'm orthodontic. I'm a mason. I beat all my cases. I'm a mason. I beat all my cases.
Why this great symbolism?
Because those beings communicate in that way. They don't communicate in the linear way. Everything that they do is done through their language is symbol. They speak through symbols. Even as hieroglyphs, they're symbols. That's how they communicate. It's a much more efficient way of getting across information than using the Western alphabet, which is crap. When you use Goetia magic, each one represents a different thing, maybe for money, maybe for food, maybe for power. So if you know what you're doing, it's necromancy. If you know how to, necromancy is about the summoning and raising of these particular things. You can summon them.
Jimmy Savile's stuff?
Yes, he was actually very, very high up.
Well, he obviously must be because of the clearance he obviously got.
Yeah, very high clearance.
Which is a big alarm bell for the whole echelons again. You know,
absolutely. But you can summon these, and if you do what you're supposed to do, if you do what they say, and you know, they'll do you favors. And
that's at a cost.
Oh yeah, in the end it's at a cost. Yeah, you're selling your soul. And they'll have you after.
Yeah, and that means short-term gain, long-term loss.
You can even have what seems like long-term. You can have a lifetime gain. But
yeah, but after that,
you're always going to lose somebody close to you, because they always want somebody. They always want to take something from you that's close to your heart.
This is the reason. Like I always say, man, question everything. Nothing's a coincidence. I mean, they don't want you to know this, but hey, that's part of HOLLYWIERD. Man, you got to sacrifice something to get something. Believe that.
And why you should never travel late night in the southern part of the United States. A group of bikers were going through these mountains when they were able to spot this creature. The creature was going side by side, alerting the bikers not to get any closer. Many people have claimed seeing skinwalkers through this little trail before, but the bikers decided to take this path anyways. Skinwalkers are extremely popular in the Navajo culture, and they can transform into different things like owls, wolves, and different creatures to travel late night. What a terrifying situation for these bikers.
This video is so crazy, it's probably going to go over most of y'all's heads. Just to let y'all know, we have a lot to get into. This is The Weeknd's concert. This is probably the craziest thing I've seen so far. Just wait until I tell you who they're alluding to that's trapped behind this wall for this period of time, but who cannot get out. And even when he gets out. Alright, let's go to the beginning. Notice the background. There's like this medieval building, or these dark ages, what they call the dark ages, and notice what he's wearing. So this building and this scene is supposed to take place at a time in the world where mankind was doing amazing things and had amazing structures going up everywhere. Maybe a time of peace. You can obviously see that the building has religious ties to it as well. And one of these songs is called Faith, I Found My Religion. I scrubbed the internet so freaking hard for y'all to show you this. This image and many more like it were put on the internet about 10 years ago, and they tried to scrub all of it because in the other pictures, and this one too, you can clearly see on his neck it's Baphomet. And this is The Weeknd, so his destiny was already chosen for him. All the other pictures are gone. I'll have to make a much longer video for Facebook and YouTube because this is just brushing over the very top. The Byzantine Empire was about 1,000 years of peace, known for having coins of Jesus on them. And I have images of so many coins having the literal name of God on it. So we have this whole religious set, The Weeknd's a priest, and there's this huge entity behind him trying to break out of something. And then we have this magical light transition to the after hours. The priest, The Weeknd, was celebrating the release of the entity behind the thing, which is also the Statue of Liberty without the chain. They're celebrating the reign of Satan. I'll break it all down tomorrow, there's not enough time in a reel.
So check. Like I say, man, all this ties in together, y'all. Come on now. Bear with me now, we building.
What's up, bro? one thing about this hurricane or tropical storm that's heading our way, it looks like it's going over a fault line, I believe. I think a hurricane / tropical storm is the last thing that a fault line needs to have. To me, that's just a recipe for a disaster. Now check out this map. It seems like that water is going in that same direction as that tropical storm. And like this is like the new theory map or whatever you want to call it. A potential map of the country. Yeah, that looks a little suspicious to me. Because like in theory, this is a theory. All it takes is just a little bit of water just to get into a little crack. You know, that's all it takes. Just a little bit of water to get into that little crack, and it will split everything. We gonna see.
Now, whenever I say that all this ties in together, man, you ever heard the expression, never let the left hand know what the right hand is doing? This applies to that. Anytime you see some weird stuff going on in HOLLYWIERD, you know, with anything, it's called a diversion, man. This is distractions from what's really going on in the world. This stuff that's really, really important for you to be paying attention to. Never forget that, y'all. Like I say, question everything. Don't fall for the boo-boo.
Alright, I'm back to break down the Weeknd's concert. It goes way freaking deeper than you could even imagine. Most people won't even comprehend because it literally goes into Eastern mysticism and ancient gods and a whole bunch of crazy freaking stuff. And it even goes into the birth of the Weeknd and who he really is. Let's start at the basis of this whole thing. This is a religious concert. It takes place in a very religious time. You may know it by Tartaria, when amazing buildings were all around the world and churches were carved into actual mountains. He's dressed as a freaking priest, but what kind of priest? Look at the side of his robe on his head. He has a sun on there. Helios, Apollyon, Abaddon, Lucifer, the Lightbringer. That's what this is about. And I want y'all to notice right here how many horses Helios is riding. 1, 2, 3, 4. Revelations chapter 6, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. This goes very deep. We'll get right back to Helios in a minute because there's some entity trapped behind this wall. I wonder who it could be. And this is an ancient church literally mimicking the churches that were built in stone and in the mountains that the locals said was no mystery, that it was built by literal angels. Literally the ancient Ethiopian Orthodox churches that were literally built when angels were among men. So when was that exactly? Yeah, it seems like someone's lying about history. So you figure if angels were building literal freaking churches in the mountains, it'd be in our history books. But it's not. So I told you guys last night my reel, there was just not enough time in a minute and 30 seconds to really go over everything with The Weeknd, his concert. But let's start here. It's never been hard to find demonic things with The Weeknd. Look at all these red robes standing in front of a full moon. But what happened to this moon? It turned into a blood moon. Look into the significance of a blood moon in these kind of people. So why am I bringing you back to this concert and not the most recent one? They're connected. Look right here at these buildings in the background. It's Tartaria again. And more symbolism with the blood moon and then some light bearer. It's getting pretty interesting now, right? So about 10 years ago, these very, very odd pictures popped up on the internet of The Weeknd as a baby. It took me almost an hour to even find one of them for you, but I found them. Check it out. Originally, this was a set of pictures with The Weeknd as a baby, his mom, both wearing some kind of robes, and the others you can see it more clearly, but this around his neck is actually Baphomet. As a baby, you guys? Like I said, this stuff goes way back, and the family trees of the demonic start young. Now back to this concert. So we have The Weeknd being a priest of the sun or Helios, on this medieval building built by angels themselves, and there's this huge entity trying to break out. Who is he and what's he breaking out of? Part 2 later. Trust me, you do not want to miss it.
Right? That's the first step.
Yo, evil is real and demons are amongst us. If you haven't realized yet, these people are going to these concerts with their eyes wide shut in. Some don't even realize that they're part of demonic rituals, and some do. But they're just opening you up for demonic attacks if you don't know. I will not be attending these ritualistic ceremonies, man. It's straight demonic. It's evil, man. For real.
That's to see if you're going to buck. Why I'm telling you that? Because that's the first thing they did to Cat. They took Cat to all these private parties. Cat couldn't believe what he was seeing. Cat rebelled. Usually before they want to take you to the next level, they say, let's see what he's going to think when we take him here. A lot of dudes like, you know what? Fuck that, ain't got shit to do with me. It's all about the money. Well, it ain't all about the money, because now what you saw done to that guy, it's your turn. And you're going to say, they're going to, hey, come on up in here. No, man, I ain't down for that. Well, do you think we're going to keep paying you $5 million a year? Do you think you're going to be honors on BET? Do you really think we're going to keep putting your name in lights? Read the paper, man. Read the letter we gave you. You see the letter we gave you, right? Stop bullshit. You're going to do everything that we just did to him. Either you do or we're going to break you. What you mean you're going to break? We're going to take all your money out your account. Oh, man, this bullshit. I got my rights. Nigga, you ain't got no motherfucking rights. We run this bitch. We decide who's going to be a star, who ain't going to be a star, who going to be rich, who going to be poor. Nigga, we do all of those things. Ain't nobody no fucking star. We decide who going to be a star, who going to be president, and etc. That's who we are. Now you know. Now you open. Now you see. Now you see that this shit ain't about no American Idol. This shit is deeper than American Idol. That's just what you asked for. So what it's going to be, man? Come on, man. All of y'all. So he's already thinking about it. So he wound up sucking the one dude off. Then he sucked the other dude off. Then he sucked the other dude off. Now they Vaseline him up and pop him in his ass. And you probably saying that's bullshit. That's the way that shit goes. And then what they do, they videotape the shit. Why would they want to videotape that? Y'all say to sell it later? Now to keep your mouth closed. If you knew you done took 3 men up the ass and sucked 2 off, and they're real important men. Now a lot of times, what they'll do while they're doing this thing to you, the men won't be recognizable. They'll have either mask on or they'll just have their face blacked out. It's the truth. Why do you think they do it? They put that shit in a special index box, because if you get out of line, nigga, they're going to say that you was a homosexual, you was a pedophile, you did things that never got caught, and they're going to put this crazy-ass video on you getting boned.
Peep game, like I say. A lack of perception breeds deception. A lot of people out here are deceived because they don't have the eyes to see. Man, it's all about the plot, the ploy, and the play. Never forget the 3 Ps.
So Hollywood King. And I'll tell you what, I'll let you in on a little something, but I'm not going to drop names.
Okay.
But I'll never forget, these are black producers. A guy named Kevin Brown and Andre Brown. And he was later on 30 Rock, but they would come to us and they would tell us about vanity and losing your mind in Hollywood and be careful. And they came back from Hollywood to try and expand us. And they sat us down and like, you ain't gonna believe what we saw. I'm like, what did you see? And they said, we saw so-and-so, huge name, so-and-so, huge name, and so-and-so, big name back in the day. To me, Hollywood's a mafia. It's a big, dark mafia.
Yeah, it is.
And then we're like, listen, you sign this, you do some movies there, we'll put this all on the table, we got enough money to make this go away. Ping, it's gone. No one ever brings it up. I get creeped out. I get scared to death.
Is it?
You know you want this. You know you want this. You're better than so-and-so. You know you're better than so-and-so. You get this, then it'll be worth this.
Yeah.
And then your robe will be worth this. You think that person deserves to be in arenas or on billboards? You should be on. Take, you want it.
I believe that.
I want everybody to pay attention.
1 second, y'all. Don't forget these videos are for entertainment purposes only. Don't believe anything that you hear or see in these videos. Don't believe anything that I say in these videos. Always use your own discernment and always do your own research.
Hold on. I can't make that. President Trump, we need someone deported immediately. Yes. He's calling pizza an open sandwich. Yeah. Okay. Guillermo, we'll unlock the door, all right? All right, we'll see you soon. Well, that is a shocking and controversial statement that could potentially affect your visa.
Should it?
Yeah.
Should, didn't it? No, it's not like, I just wouldn't.
There's no getting out of this now.
It's not, is it?
Yeah, no, yeah.
I believe it, though, so it doesn't even matter. If I believe it's true, it's true.
You're about to get sent a hail of pizzas. They're going to be coming at you like Frisbees.
Yeah,
well, it's great to have you here.
Cheers,
Watch the movie's called Widows. It opens November 16th. Daniel Kaluuya, everybody.
Y'all know I have to use certain tactics and certain wording so the videos don't get taken down. That's why I have to say things like that. You know what I mean? For the ones who have the sight to see and have their own discernment, you know, and they, you know, y'all see through the, you know, the BS. Y'all see through the boo-boo. If you know, you know.
You want a cologne line, a perfume line? Okay, they take you back to that room and do it all over again. That's why they have rituals. If a Mason who's moving higher up in a Mason brotherhood, he has a daughter, he knows the rules. Somebody in the brotherhood wants your daughter, she could be 12, 13 years old. You try to persuade your daughter to have sex with him so he can be wed her and have a child.
I didn't f*** a guy, but I had to let a guy perform oral sex on me.
Yeah.
To get my first special. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh, yeah. The classic.
Yeah.
I just assumed this was sort of public knowledge.
Like, people are still, like, wowed by it. Like,
everyone knows this is what happened.
I thought, yeah.
I had to drink a flagon of semen just to get a commercial agent. Like, not even to get... I didn't even book a commercial.
I had a different, like, commercial initiation. I was, like, strung, you know, like... but upside down.
Yeah.
And it was a red room. They were always in a red room.
Red room.
Ton of candles, right? And then they just kept. You felt like getting warm. You're like, is the heat on? And they're like, no, there's a fire below you. And you're like, oh shit. And then in the morning, you're just like so much sweat pouring off you. You're naked, right? And then these men come in the room, and they touch you. They don't like. For me, it wasn't like. I guess you could say it was sensual. It was more than.
Yeah.
But when I left the room, I had an agent and I got a Sony commercial.
I think this is why you're doing theaters.
Yeah.
You know, because I just drank a flagon and like, you know, I love that I'm doing clubs and stuff, but I feel like if I've been invited into the red room.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You had the what? The what? You did what? To what? Man, they putting it right in front of our face, and now they just toying with us because a lot of people out here. They wouldn't believe it. They just think they joking.
Hip-hoppers, you name it, is there. And they could be dressed in a disguise. So she was exposed to that. My God, I can't believe that. I can't be a part of that. Oh, what you mean you can't be a part of it? If you want your check, you want this Hollywood life, you would be a part of it, and you're not going to share these secrets. She thinks about that. She cried a little bit. They always cry, right? So she said, okay. She goes in this Pandora's box, androgynous owner, man on a woman on her. That's nothing, right? She's thinking, I got that over with, but she didn't think it was nothing. She didn't really have to do nothing but men go kiss a little. She's used to kissing women. Here's the kicker. The three producers, the headliners, the guy who make Hollywood runs like it does, right? Bring her to the upper penthouse tomorrow. So she's thinking she can sign a contract. No, they want to pop her in her ass. And this is how they get down. They call it gravy.
Did you get hurt? Well, that's just gravy.
Now, everybody, other people may know you from Gravy and your music career. Has this sparked the acting bug? Are we gonna see you in a lot more roles following this?
Yeah, definitely. This is my newfound love. Music is my passion, and you know, acting. I'm definitely getting ready to jump into it.
Okay.
That's a Hollywood slogan for people who just got popped in behind. Well, how did it go, man? How's your career going? Oh, I can tell you right now, baby, everything's gravy. There's been a lot of people that's got their letters on the fly. And they read all the literature. They have them in a nice little room or a sweet hotel. It's real elegant. They do it really nice. And they let you read their letter and they tell you what you think. I ain't got no problem with this. Okay, sign right here. Now that's the beginning of the rituals of everything that's to come for you. All the doors gonna open for you. All the doors are opening. They ain't ready for what they gonna hit them with. We want you to meet some friends, okay? I want you to take it personal, because we know that you're about your business and you know how to make that dollar. It's all business. Don't take it personal when you see what's up, right? They take them in this room, and there'll be 3-4 dudes on another guy. And he may know that dude in the business. They said, what you're about to see, nobody else knows. This is part of the ritual. You are not to speak about this. You're seeing these dudes, transsexual, transgender, and they're all like lapping this one cat. Right? That's the first test to see if you're going to buck. Why I'm telling you that? Because that's the first thing they did to Cat. They took Cat to all these private parties. Cat couldn't believe what he was seeing. Cat rebelled. Usually before they want to take you to the next level, they say, let's see what he's going to think when we take him here. A lot of dudes like, you know what? Fuck that, ain't got shit to do, man. It's all about the money. Well, it ain't.
I'm cool on Hollywood.
Man, that's outrageous, man. Shaq out of there, man. I know a lot of y'all idolize him, man, but y'all just seen what he about, man. And I know y'all seen the clip or heard about the clip on TikTok with him, you know, and you know, on ESPN showing his ring, his Masonic ring and stuff, saying, you know, the video saying he's a Mason. So, you know, like I say, we building all this stuff tied together. This is outrageous, y'all.
Real.
Dude, y'all seen this? You ain't gonna believe what she found in her drink.
I just opened this Mike's Harder strawberry can, and I'm literally shaking because I'm so disgusted right now. I opened this and I took a sip, and then I was like, okay, maybe it's a little, I don't know. Maybe something's a little wrong with it. I don't know. So I took another sip just to make sure, and it was gross. So I poured it out, and then it sounded like something was still inside. And so I
Trigger warning, trigger warning.
Looked inside with my little light, and there's a fucking dead mouse inside. Oh my god, I'm fucking shaking. I feel so fucking sick right now.
Bruh. Ah.
That's fucking disgusting.
Ah.
Oh my god.
Allegedly, these are same people, man, who own all our grocery stores, the groceries we eat, the stuff we drinking, all this stuff. That's even more of a reason to not consume their beverages or their products, any of their products, man, because obviously they don't care about you if they allow something like this to happen. They keep you distracted with the other BS stuff going on, like the weekend and demonic ceremonies and stuff. They doing this right up under your nose, getting us ready for, you know what, like it said on the screen. If you could read, like I say, don't fall for the boo-boo, man. Stay focused and stay vigilant and sober.
There were rings around the earth, different colored rings around the earth. And this thing pointed out each one of these was thought prisons, were a thought prison. And there was a thing, it looked like a gargoyle, but it was as big as this room and had black wings, like bat wings. Picked me up like this, pulled me back away from the earth like that, so I saw the earth. There were rings around the earth, different colored rings around the earth. This thing pointed out each one of these was thought prisons, were a thought prison. He said, it doesn't matter which one of the people on this planet get caught up. It doesn't matter which thought prison they get caught up in, whether it's Scientology, whether it's Christianity, whether it's atheism, it doesn't make any difference. As long as you are magnetically drawn to one of them, we have you. And he explained how all the thought prisons were layered around the planet. And he explained how they were made.
How were they made?
They were made with the will of the creator beings that want to keep this place together.
So that is the will of the Archon, or what? Is her name? Or does it make any difference if there's a name?
The ones who I was talking to were connected to the Alpha Draconis star system. And I do believe that the Aldebaran group and that the Alpha Draconis group are at war. It's been an ongoing war for eons and eons and eons. The Aldebaran group, which is the bullseye in the Taurus constellation, where you see the left red eye, that's why you have this symbol all the time. It's an acknowledgement to the Aldebaran people. It's called the Royal Star. All of the British royal family are directly connected to the Aldebaran group.
Pay attention.
It was 10 years ago, just after the government instituted the whole isolation policy. We began hearing reports of a mass epidemic, some unknown disease sweeping the country. The details were vague at first. Nothing on the...
It's crazy. Now, how many of y'all remember all those celebrities and big timers that was telling y'all to go get that jab? Go get the jab. We with this. Go get the jab. Since y'all idolize them, what you do? A lot of people when they got that jab, following them like they leaders. Yeah, like I say, I'm not gonna teach you what to think. I'm gonna teach you how to think. You know, you have to question everything. You can't. Don't be a follower out here. If you're gonna be a follower of good, of Christ, not the demonic beings, man. These people ain't never did nothing for you in your life, but you following them and do what they say. And now a lot of people are sick from that type of, you know, junk.
Ladies and gentlemen, who the hell is this? I don't know who this is. Whoever riding on this bus looking like that. Hey man, look here. I don't know what kind of narcotic this man done been on or whatever's going on, but let me tell you something. If I get on the bus, for any reason, I see somebody sitting on the bus look like that, get me the hell off the bus. Where we going? Hell? Cause I need I walk the rest of the way. I'm good. We don't have to be on the bus. Damn this. You know what I'm saying? I ain't riding no hell spawn demon. You know what I'm saying? And what the hell going on with the bus driver to where the bus driver let him get on the damn bus? If I was driving the bus and I saw somebody get on the bus, I'm getting off. We done. I don't need to be part of this no more. I quit. Take that young man to the funeral home where he belong. Ain't nowhere in hell. Somebody call the undertaker. Somebody get a hold of the coroner. This young man is going through something, and hell no. I say hell no. Look at it. No. I never go to sleep again. Never go to sleep again. I'm telling you, if I ever see him and I'm with my kids, it's gonna be a problem. I'm gonna have to whoop the devil ass, because I'm telling you, I know you can't be nowhere near around my chair not looking like that. Whatever you going through, you better go through it by yourself. I'm sorry.
I know a lot of people like, man, what in the world is that? Like I said before, demons walk amongst us. They are here. If you can't tell, when have you ever seen a person that look like that? That song gonna look like Baraka off of Mortal Kombat, the black version with dreads.
You don't know 99% of the sports games is fixed? Huh? You don't know that? There's something wrong. Fixed. It's $100 trillion industry, and they give these punk black sons of yours $100 million and then deaf, they ain't opened up nothing. They don't own nothing. Huh? Michael Jordan was living in his car, broke the last 2 years before they killed him. Huh? But they play all
facade.
Now y'all, I was at work today and one of my coworkers was like, you know they built a portal downtown. And I'm like, oh really? A portal? And they say it's for art, okay? But where they built it at is in a very isolated area, and it is not, you don't see no other art around it, right? It's just the only thing by itself. So, check this out. Y'all see this? Now, I'm finna go up here and show y'all, because it's like it's on some type of hill, like a mound. That's energy. And what y'all gotta understand is I think it's more to this. And he said it was built out of electricity and earth. The energy has been really high here in the Midwest. And that's what it takes to open up a portal. And I believe it's much more to this portal than they are telling us. Now I'm gonna show y'all it's on some type of hill, like I said, a mound. See, look at this. Energy, wow. Ooh. This is my thoughts, right? Y'all know that we used to have portals like this that existed everywhere. And they took a lot of these portals down and put them up, okay? Because they couldn't walk through these portals. And these portals work off your genetics. Just my thoughts. What if they claiming that this is some type of art, right? But what if it's bigger than that? What if they finna start putting these portals back out, and because the energy has increased on the planet and they know what's coming, and they thinking that if we open them up, they can get through. But it's based off genetics. They're not going to be able to make it through these portals. And so just my thoughts, like, what if they are putting these out here claiming that they are art, but they are not just art, they are real portals? Because why would you build something like this in an isolated area on a hill that looked like a mound? Make it make sense. And these mounds are energy, and these mounds are a connection between the physical realm and the spiritual world. So you got a portal sitting right on top of some type of hill, and you telling me that this is just art? It's something much more to this portal. And I believe that they are putting these portals back out, and they're going to try to say it's art. But in all actuality, these are real portals. And I don't care what nobody say. They putting these back out because they know what's finna get ready to happen, and they know that the energy has increased on the planet. And that's what's going to open these portals up. But what they don't know is a lot of them are not making it through these portals because it's based off your genetics. I have to come down here to see this for myself. Tell me what you guys think about this. What's your thoughts on this?
Stargates are nothing but interdimensional portals. Just like those aliens that they call aliens or demons, aka interdimensional beings. Don't fall for the boo-boo, man. A lack of perception breeds deception.
Kenton just brought a bird from the woods. What do you have?
I don't know. Crazy. I don't know what it is.
How in the world did you catch that?
I think it's injured. I was walking down to our fort. Then I saw it run and I chased it. Then it went up in the tree. Then I shake the tree and it fell and it was running. Then I got hold of it and I pulled it to me.
Yeah, it's not a chicken, dude. Quit petting it.
Hey, man, that was funny. I just had to throw that in there for a couple of giggles and laughs. That's it.
Hey, look. Think about this for a second. Right now, right, there's news coverage of the fact that there's a bunch of guys that are on motorcycles armed to the teeth that are going somewhere in a large mass, and there's no police trying to stop and pull them over. There's no feds going after them. No, it's being publicized. But you think that you don't have the right to carry? And they're like, yeah, we're just going to go across the country and go and handle the shit. And the news is just like, yeah, we're just going to cover it. But so a whole bunch of people with guns and shit are now freely traveling around. You don't understand what you're fucking seeing. We're under common law. They can't. You guys are going to learn.
The world is a stage.
Do you guys remember this movie? Watch this.
right, Jackson. It's on the other side of the known universe.
This is the information the probe sent back to us. Freeze and enhance. You can clearly see the gate on the other side. Those gates must have functioned as a doorway between our worlds.
These readings tell us it's an atmospheric match. Barometric pressure, temperature, and most importantly, oxygen.
So, the Gulf War started in 1990. This movie was made in 1994. I talked to my friend, who he could be making this up. I don't think he is. I had to ask. People kept asking me, asking this. They're telling me to ask questions. Ask him this question, ask him that question. How does he travel? If he's a time traveler, how does he travel? I asked him the question. He said he travels through a Stargate. Isn't that interesting? So I'd asked him, please indulge me with this Stargate. Now, either he knows things, you know, he studies, I don't know. But the Book of Enoch talks about 12 portals. There's 3 on the east, 3 on the west, 3 on the north, and 3 on the south. Seriously, it's in the Book of Enoch. It talks about 12 portals. It does. It's in there. Get the Book of Enoch, read it. The Gulf War started in 1990. And they say in the community, in the UFO, in the community, paranormal community, that they were looking for a Stargate. All of a sudden, 1994, this movie comes out. Stargate. And when I was fascinated by this movie. I don't know why, but I was drawn to it, and I watched it over and over and over again. I bought the movie. I bought several copies of them. I wore it out. I never heard of this story. I never heard of this. They were looking for a Stargate. I didn't hear about this until the last couple of years, that they had been looking for a Stargate. I never heard nothing about this, even with my ex being in the Gulf War, them looking for the Stargate. So all this is something I never heard about until now. I guess a couple years. But I was still drawn to this movie. So it's really weird. But then I find out about the situation with Close Encounters of the Third Kind movie. That, this is interesting, you guys, this is so crazy, that the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind is based on a true story. That there was real footage, 600 feet footage, real footage of a UFO landing at Holloman Air Force Base, that they were going to give, Pentagon was going to give to a documentary. A guy was making a documentary. I got the names and stuff. It's actually all documented. This is actual truth. So those of you who are saying, give me proof, you find it. Google it yourself. It's on some documentaries. I'm not giving you all that information because that's too much information to put on here. The guy was promised, it was for Nixon's campaign, and they were going to give him this footage to do a documentary and do some stuff about UFOs and all this stuff, but they withdrew it at the last minute because of Watergate. They had actual footage of UFO landing at Holloman Air Force Base, but they withdrew it because of the negative stuff going on with Nixon and Watergate. So instead, miraculously, and I know what they did, they sold it to the highest bidder, which is Steven Spielberg, and then a couple years later, Close Encounters of the Third Kind come out. Okay? And that's what they do. That's what Hollywood does. They sell this information. They got information. They got proof. They've got real-life information on UFOs and all this stuff. So they just sell it to the highest bidder, and they make a movie of it, and make us try to gaslight us, make us look like idiots, and pawn it off as it's science fiction and it's just a story, it's just a movie. Okay? And all of a sudden UFO, this Close Encounters comes out. That wasn't a movie. That was facts. That actually happened. It's true. It actually happened. The third Close Encounters of the Third Kind actually happened. It landed. They said, it specifically says in the scientists have come out and people said that what you see in Close Encounters of the Third Kind actually happened. It's almost exactly what happened at Holloman Air Force Base, what you see in that movie. And if I have to get you the episode on Ancient Aliens where they all talk about, scientists get together and tell you, they go, yeah, this is exactly what happened. They just basically gaslight us and tell us they're lying to us about everything. Okay, I talked to my friend. Now fast forward years and years later from the 1970s. Now it's the 1990s. They find the Stargate. A couple years later, the Stargate movie comes out. They sold it to the highest bidder. What really happened? Okay, what went down? And now we got the movie. Same situation. He said, same situation. They have the Stargate, multiple ones, and people they're traveling all over the place. And then all of a sudden here we come out with, we've got actual space galaxy. I don't know the names of these people, but we've actually got like a Star Trek kind of, confederation. We've got a confederation out there. We've got stuff going on out there that we don't even know about. It's just ridiculous. Like, there are things going on out in our atmosphere and our space that we have no idea about, that they're hiding from us. And it's been going on since the 90s. Because they found a way to do all this. Just think about it. Since the 90s, they've been able to, they found what they found what they're looking for. They found the Stargate, and and look how fast everything's progressed from then till now. We've got all this other crazy stuff going on. UFOs, and they've released all this information. They're slowly releasing things and everything. So Stargate, the movie, is not just a movie, you guys. And if you watch that movie, you see that we were taken from it. It almost basically talks about how humans were seeded from another planet. They're telling the truth. They're telling about where we came from. We came from another planet. We weren't just like, that movie is just touching on just a little bit more about our existence and what's really going on and what they're doing and what it's. You got to watch the movies if you really want to know what's going on. Watch the movies. So here we are. Just another bit of information about,
man, come on,
the air time traveling through Stargates. And there's 12 of them. And that's how the UFOs and stuff.
Man, I hate this.
You see them coming in and out of areas in the water and mountains and all kinds of stuff. They're all over the place. 12 of them. And it's in the book of Enoch. So that's why they took the book out. That's why they took the book out of the Bible, because they don't want us to know. They want us to know. So those of you who swear up and down the book of Enoch's evil, no, the book of Enoch is not evil. It's the people that they don't want us to know who, what, when, and what's really going on and who we are. That's all.
Notice how they mix a little truth with the lies. Everybody, we know we cannot leave Earth, and those stargates or portals do not go to other planets. Like I say, they are luminaries. Those portals go to other interdimensions. Don't be deceived. scares NASA because he figured out that those were local luminaries, the stars and the planets. It's the reason why they excluded the planets, because that's the part that they don't want you to know about. They don't want you to research and question everything about. Everybody knows NASA is, it's like a slithering snake. They're very deceiving. That's their job, to deceive us and to make us think that God isn't real and he ain't out there. But y'all know, man, we live under a firmament, man. That guy had proof. I wouldn't be surprised if he come up missing. Let me know what you think about that down below in the comment section. Question everything.
Do not remove your earwax, family. This is natural medicine. You are made in God's image, and God does not make trash. Y'all check this goddess out.
Earwax is a self-cleaning lubricant for the inner ear that has antibacterial properties. Earwax helps to maintain the pH balance in your ear and protects against the penetration of water into the inner ear, both of which are important for inhibiting bacteria. It can serve the same function for cold sores, but it must be applied manually. At the first sign of a cold sore, rub your own earwax on the cold sore several times a day until it is gone.
Now, we was taught that earwax is a sign of poor hygiene, but in reality, this earwax is your best friend. And using cotton swabs to cleanse your ears could cause damage to your eardrums. You will be pushing all of that earwax to the center of your head, which will cause a buildup or a blockage. I don't know if y'all heard the goddess, but she said this earwax will help us maintain a healthy pH balance within our ears. And you know how you go in the water and you have to lean your head to the side to get that water out of your eardrums? Well, this earwax inside of the ear will stop this water from going inside of your head. So you will need your earwax. It protects you, it cures the body. Love and wholeness. Hope y'all like the lecture.
Now, everybody know the doctors and all these celebrities and all these people in one big group. They all together, man. They all in cahoots. If they didn't want you, if they didn't care about that and they knew that and they wanted you to, you know, be healthy and to use the earwax and all that stuff, why would they make those for swimming? And why would they make, you know, the things to clean out your ears? Why would they make those? Other than just to make money, you know, that's it. Think about that.
Guys, if you chief or have been chiefing Backpack Boys, I don't even feel bad for you, bro. And the same goes for Frieds. But Backpack Boys have an alarming amount of pesticides in it, and bro, there's no way you can't tell that that shit just has pesticides in it, bro. You're literally chiefing that shit out of a mini backpack, and yo dumbass thought there wouldn't be pesticides in there, bro. Like, come on, guys. We gotta move smarter in 2024, man. Also, Frieds. I don't know if they've been lab tested to have pesticides, but bro, if they do have pesticides, I won't even be surprised, bro. You're literally hitting a fried. Like, bro, we have to move smarter. So guys, newsflash, if your car is below like $30, I hate to break it to you, but you're probably chiefing on some straight monkey juice. And guys, most of the time you can just taste it. If it tastes way too good to be true, 9 out of 10 times, there's going to be pesticides in there. So please, just play it safe. Get like a PMP or like a Raw Garden Cutter or some shit, bro. But y'all gotta lay off the Backpack Boys and the Frieds ASAP.
And once again, these big brands and all these people that, you know, that's for my tree blowers out there, you know, my subscribers that blow them trees and stuff. I got a picture on game, man. The same guys out there that are having these brands, pushing these brands, or what? The celebrities, exactly. You think they don't know that? You really think that they consuming the same stuff that they, come on now, it's all marketing and advertising. That's it, man. They get paid to do that. Don't fall for the boo-boo, man. It's best for you if you wanna do that there. If you're in a legal state, you should probably do your own gardening. That's all I'ma say. Home grow. That's all I'ma say. It'll be a lot safer for you in your lungs, man. For real, for real. You know, put your people on game. You know, pass the word around, cause that's what's really going on. What's going on and going around right now, man. People are coming out and talking about these brands. You know, they got all these pesticides and metals and stuff in they herb, they greenery. Hey, man, if you know what's good for you, you either gonna stop and get sober, or you gonna do your own gardening. But hey, y'all, that's the end of the video. I appreciate y'all for staying and kicking with me this long, especially if you've been here from the jump, from the beginning to now. I really appreciate that. And if you're a new subscriber, I really appreciate that too. And I appreciate all the love from all my subscribers and everybody who donated and all that, who donated. I appreciate all that, man. Y'all, it's your boy Coozie. I'm out. I'll holler at y'all. Y'all take it easy. Have a good evening, a good morning, a good day. I'm out.